bunch of important sectors. We have the power sector, which has been in focus, and this as we celebrate CNBC TV18's 25th year. We enter into our 25th year, and this is the week that we do. So let's talk about some big corporate voices. Today we have hydropower company NHPC. At the recently held CLSA conference, they highlighted the decadal opportunity for hydroelectric power in India, with only about 35% of the potential capacity currently being tapped. The ongoing COP28 summit is also expected to give a push to India's renewable energy goals. So to understand the scale of this opportunity in front of the company, now we are joined by Mr. RP Goyal, who's the Director of Finance at the company. Thanks a lot, Mr. Goyal, for joining in. And, it's a rare voice, a decadal opportunity. So let's get in some numbers, the outlook for the next decade for NHPC from you as well. So, I was just looking at some of the data. The overall, hydro potential of 133 gigawatts currently is just operating at around 47 gigawatts. You have a plan of investing about 10,000 crore rupees every year for the next few years as well. What does this mean for NHPC? How much can generation go higher from here? How much will, your returns on capital be with the investments that you're making over the next 3 to 4 years?
Good morning. At present, our installed capacity is 7,000 megawatt, and by end of FY27, our capacity will be double. So you can say we will be 14,000 megawatt capacity company by FY27, and by FY32, our capacity will be 22,000 megawatt in hydro sector, including pump storage. So we have a very aggressive plan in hydro sector, and we are going very well in our hydro projects.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Please go ahead, sir.
It is expected that in next FY we will commission our 800 megawatt capacity Party 2 project, and by FY25-26 we will add 2 more projects, which consist one of the biggest hydro project as of now of the country. That is Subansiri Lower 2,000 megawatt capacity project, and 120 megawatt Rangit 4 project will also be commissioned in FY25-26. So this is the plan in hydro sector.
All right. Hi, Mr. Goyal. Good morning, and thanks so much for joining in, and thanks so much for being a friend of CNBC TV18 over the last many years, and we appreciate NHPC joining in to celebrate our birthday. Well, just get the numbers out of the way. You're currently at around 7 gigawatt. You're saying by 2027 you double, so you go to around 14 gigawatt, and by 2032 you'll be at around 22 gigawatt, right? We have got all those numbers correct.
Yes, please.
Okay. And you said for Subansiri as well as the Parbati projects, by when do they get totally commissioned? There would be some kind of pushback. I think you were planning on 2 units at the start of 2024, and towards the end of 2024, you were looking at fully commissioning the Subansiri unit. Now, what is the revised timelines on both?
As per our plan, we will be commissioning 2 units by March 24, and balance 6 will be commissioned one by one by May 25. And so far, Party 2 is concerned, it will be commissioned in single stroke in September 24.
Got it. All right. The problem is in the last few years, from a stock market perspective, they look at the regulated equity. And that's not moved too much in the last 7 years. I think the last recorded number on regulated equity is around 13,000 crores approximately. Now, post the commissioning of these units, the street believes that this is going to move up. So could you tell us by 2025, Mr. Goyal, will the regulated equity move from around 13,000 crores to around 16,000 crores? And by 2026, can it go to around 22,000 crores? Please go ahead, sir.
At present, our regulated equity is 13,000 crore, you have rightly said. And on commissioning of Party 2, it will increase by 3,300 crore. So you can say it will be 16,300 crore by commissioning of Party 2 in FY24-25. And on full commissioning of Subansiri Lower and Rangit 4, our regulated equity will be around 22,000 crore.
All right, so that's about your regulated equity will be around 22,000 crores. Just before we let you, take a short break and come back to discuss more on this space with you, I wanted to understand the first half, the generation was rather muted. What is the trend looking like in the second half of this year? The here and now, how does that look? The second half generation target, what do you have?
generation during current year will be lower than last year because of low in water availability and excessive monsoon in Himachal Pradesh. That has impacted our generation. Furthermore, in Sikkim, we have suffered loss in our Tista 5. That's why our generation during current year will be lower by around 2,000 million units.
So how much is the PLF expected in the second half?
In our case, PLF is not there. It is a plant availability factor. So plant availability factor will also be lower by 5 to 6% in comparison to last year, and our generation will be in the range of 22,000 to 22,500 million units in current year.
All right, Mr. Goyal, we are enjoying this interview, and I'm sure our viewers and your investors as well are taking away, all these numbers that are giving us. But I request you just stay with us. We'll slip into a short break. You come back. We'll continue this discussion we're having with Mr. Goyal of NHPC. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Well, we were having this conversation with Mr. Goyal, the Director of Finance at NHPC, who's still with us. Well, Mr. Goyal, thanks so much for staying by. I wanted to ask you about this pumped hydro power plant, your project as well that you're looking at. You have, this view that, say, by 2030, you'll have a particular number of those units that will be commissioned. My question to you is, I think you were guiding for around 8 crores, per unit. Per megawatt. But some competitioners, some private players, they are talking about around 6 crores. Why is the difference in this, in this capex? If you could tell that to us. And when does this get commissioned as well?
It all depends on topography and location of the project. If it is on the river, the capital cost will be lower. But if you have to construct to storage dam, in that case, capital cost will be higher. So in one of the project, it is coming in this range only, 6 to 7 crore per megawatt in case of Indira Sagar and Omkareshwar project, because there exist two dam already exist there. So we have to construct the powerhouse and machines out to put and small water conductor system.
So that explains the difference. And, Mr. Goyal, as you're speaking, as you're giving us the sense that, business will improve, you are looking to double your capacity in the next, 7-8 years or so. At the same time, looking at increased regulated equity as well. The street's taking note of that. The stock has moved higher. We have seen a big jump in all the PSU stocks already. Power stocks doing well as well. And in that, NHPC stands to benefit. But, let's talk about another important trigger for you. The CERC draft regulation for rate review. We expected, it to be issued in this month itself, with the rates being finalized by Feb 24 or so. Do you expect any change in ROEs because of this? I mean, what are the discussions like on incentive parameters? What have they yielded so far, your discussions with regulators?
As per our discussion, we do not expect any unfavorable change in the CERC regulations. Rather, we have demanded for the higher return on equity. And so far, incentive is concerned, same position will be there, which exists as of now.
You demanded higher?
Yes, we have demanded for higher.
How much higher have you demanded, sir?
We have demanded 19 to 20% post-tax rates.
And if it doesn't come by, there is no adverse change in your overall business.
Otherwise, same rate will continue. There is no unfavorable change.
Okay, great. That's a nice way of putting it, right? We don't want anything negative, but we don't expect anything unfavorable. Yeah. If something comes, then it's favorable. So that's good. Mr. Goyal, by 2025, FY25, I think you were talking about revenues of close to around 15,000 crores and PAT of around 5,000 crores. You maintain that guidance?
Yes, you are right.
So that's maintained?
Yeah, it will be maintained.
Got it.
Revenue will be around 15,000 crore and PAT will be more than 5,000 crore.
Okay, final question from my end then. Can you just lay out the capex plan on an annual basis? How much are you going to be spending? And how do you finance this? Because you have a very, very ambitious capex plan. As you told us at the start of the discussion itself, in the next 10 years, you're going to be tripling your capacity.
Yes. Our current year's capex plan is 10,800 crore, and for the next 8 to 10 years also the capex will be in the range of 9,000 to 10,000 crore annually. And for incurring capex of 10,000 crore, we have to arrange only 3,000 crore from our internal accruals in the shape of equity. So for that we have sufficient profit available and cash availability, and balance 7,000 crore will be arranged by way of bonds, issuance of bonds and raising of term loan in the market, for which there is no dearth in the domestic market. But we are exploring foreign market also to avail the cheaper interest rate.
That will be incredible, if you get it at a cheaper interest rate as well. That will change your economic metrics out there. Thanks a lot, Mr. Goyal, for joining in and giving us your, detailed plan for the next 10 years, tripling capacity, increasing, your regulated equity, holding on to your guidance of revenues and margins as well. But if we were just to, because it's our birthday, ask for a small gift from you, you've given us numbers for, the revenue, etc., in the next couple of years. By FY27, once your capacity doubles, what is your target there in terms of revenues and margins?
Our revenue will be in the range of 18 to 19,000 crore, and our PAT will be in the range of 7,000 crore. And on this occasion, I congratulate CNBC family for their birthday, and my best wishes to the CNBC TV.
Well, Mr. Goyal, a party is nothing if we don't have well-wishers like you. So we thank you for joining in the celebrations. The street currently is celebrating what you had to say. We look forward to having a chat with you rather soon, and we wish you all the best in your journey as you've supported us as well in our last few years. Well, time to slip into a short break. You come back. We had a good chat with NHPC. We'll get back to the markets and on stock-specific action as well. Don't go anywhere.